everyone, time to learn to shade with acrylics. As you can see, I'm starting with white. This will be our black and white cone here. I'm putting white where the highlight is, where the brightest and lightest part on the cone is going to be. Without rinsing my brush, I picked up some black. And you can see the white on my brush has blended the black to make a really nice gray that gradually gets darker. Make sure your shadow goes from top to bottom. And feel free to add shadows wherever you see them. With a nice dry brush, I'm going to blend a little bit where I put that shadow on the other side of the cone, blending it so it smoothly transitions from dark to light. I'm picking up a little dark black and putting it in my dark side. So wherever the darkest shadow is, I'm putting plenty of that black color. Getting a little water to smooth the paint out. And making sure the shadow goes from the top to the bottom of the cone. Getting wider towards the bottom. Now I'm creating more of a gray color. I'm going to use this color to fill in the space between the very darkest part and the very lightest part. You can use your brush to blend it into the white, to smooth it out, making sure it's going from the top to the bottom of the cone. Taking a little more white into my gray and adding to that other shadow that I saw on the side, blending when I need to. Okay, now it's time to try to shade with color using these acrylic paints. The ball is going to be blue, so I'm starting with blue. I'm going to let the color be completely saturated where it's going to be the darkest, and I'm going to let the brush run out of paint as I go towards the lighter parts of the ball. You'll notice I'm leaving one area blank white, and now I'll put some white paint into that area and around it, letting the paint mix with the blue, the white paint mix with the blue, so that it blends and makes a really gradual transition from light to dark. Now I'm going to take some pure white to make the very brightest part on the sphere. Once you get that white on there, take your brush away, because the more you dab it on, the less white it gets. Now notice I took some orange, and now I'm mixing it in my pan with blue. This creates a really dark blue. And what do you think we'll be using this for? You guessed it, the shadow. So I'm going to go to the darkest parts of the sphere, and I'm going to put this very deep, dark blue into those shadows. Remember, put shadows anywhere you see them. And we can blend those shadows in later. Right now they look like stripes, and we don't want them to look like stripes. We'll be blending them in a moment. I'm taking plain old blue, the color of the ball, and using it to blend that really dark blue that I made so that it gradually turns from very dark to the regular blue. Alright, let's try the cube. I'm putting straight blue right on the darkest side of the cube. You can add some orange to make it a little darker. Now I'm choosing a lighter color, or creating one in the paint pan, maybe a little bit darker. And we'll be putting this on the medium side of the cube. Remember, there's a dark side, a light side, and a medium side on every cube. So we're going to lay that medium value on the cube. Carefully making sure we get to the edges. And now for the light side. You could take pure white, and just the blue that's left over on your brush would probably do the trick. So just having not rinsed my brush well enough, I've got enough blue in my brush to make this a nice light blue. Maybe even a little too light, so I grab some of the medium blue and I lay it into the darker areas of the light side, letting it get brighter and lighter as it gets towards the upper right hand corner. Adding a little bright spot to my medium side as well, and that's a wrap.